forecast first on Color 10 News Ozarks First.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. It's muggy and it's quiet right now. Temperatures today topped off in the upper 80s and lower 90s. 89 was our high in Springfield, 90 in Branson, a little bit cooler, 82 up in Rollin, 84 in Camdenton. Temperatures right now, again, still pretty warm, still pretty muggy. It's 82 in Springfield, 79 in Branson, and 76 out in West Plains. We've still got dew points in the 70s, making it feel very soupy out there. Areas to the north and east feeling just a little bit better with our dew points sitting in the 60s. Through the rest of the overnight hours, temperatures only going to drop into the lower 70s, making for a muggy morning through the overnight hours as well. We'll stay sunny and hot tomorrow with a quiet and sunny week ahead. But we do have some rain chances to talk about. We'll do that in a few minutes. Color 10 News at 9 starts now.
Now, from Ozarks First, you're watching Color 10 News at 9 on C.
The Lawrence County Sheriff is releasing new details about the murder indictment related to a 30-year-old cold case murder. Good evening, I'm Jesse Inman. Crystal Blair has the night off. A grand jury indicted Lawrence Timmons yesterday. Today we learned what led up to this indictment. We know the sheriff's office reopened the case after a private investigation firm called, and someone from that firm claimed they had new information about the death of Cynthia Smith. Smith was reported missing in 1988. Her body was later found in a rural cemetery in Pierce City. Lawrence County investigators handed the new information over to the prosecutor's office after several months of re-examining the case, and that information went before the grand jury, and the indictment came down yesterday. Now, Timmons was already in the Lawrence County Jail on charges not related to Smith's death, and he's now being held there as the investigation continues. Timmons is scheduled to be in court next week. Also tonight, friends and family are honoring a Greene County deputy who died while on duty 1 year ago today. On September 7th, 2018, Deputy Aaron Roberts' patrol car was swept away in flash flooding in northern Greene County. He had just responded to a call when it happened, and crews pulled his car from the water the next morning. Now, Roberts left behind a wife and a daughter, and tonight, a celebration of his life was held as 35 lanterns were released, representing each year of Robert's life. And we're working on a story about that ceremony. You can catch that on Color 10 News at 10. Also, new at 9 tonight, Greene County will have a new jail in the next few years, but until then, the sheriff will have to get creative when it comes to housing inmates. I spoke to Jim Arnott this week, the Greene County Sheriff, and he explained a temporary solution for a growing problem. The Greene County jail population currently fluctuates between 920 and 950 inmates, and that creates an issue for Greene County Sheriff Jim Arnott.
We have 709 beds, so that means the rest of those are going out of county. The problem with going out of county, one, is the expense, and then to get them back swiftly for court. If a court docket opens up, we can't have those people readily available, so it drags it on a little bit longer in court.
With space being an issue, Arnott has proposed a temporary fix to the Greene County Commission.
A 300-bed temporary jail facility, very similar to the one that we have out back. So we're just kind of waiting for them to look over the numbers and come back and talk to us.
The proposal includes a couple of options for the location of more temporary pods. One is across the street, but Arnott says that would be more expensive to shuttle inmates back and forth. The other would be right on site.
The very front of our courthouse, because it's a flat, straight area, and it connects directly to the jail, which is really what we need.
With around 200 inmates being housed out of county and the jail roster growing between 40 and 60 inmates a year, cost becomes a major factor. Until the new jail is built, he feels a temporary fix is the best thing to do with taxpayer dollars.
Instead of paying the money to go to other counties, which obviously it helps their bottom line and their tax base, but it's moving money from within the county somewhere else. I'd like to keep it here.
Now, the county commissioners declined to interview on this topic until it is voted on, but Arnott told me that a design for the new jail is essentially agreed upon. The sheriff says it will be an off-site location, but they have not determined the exact location for that just yet, and he says it will likely be around 3 years before they break ground.
We climb for the 343 who fell that day, for the 300 who died since. We climb because we are dedicated to God and country.
Hundreds of people from across the Ozarks gathered to remember the New York firefighters who died on September 11th, 2001. It happened at Plaster Stadium today on the Missouri State University campus. This is the 7th year for Springfield's Memorial Stair climb, and for years, the goal has been to get 343 firefighters climbing. That's how many firefighters died on 9/11. And this year, they finally accomplished that goal. Nix's assistant fire chief, Whitney Weaver, coordinated the climb, and he says reaching the goal number is an emotional achievement.
It really is. It's such a great feeling to know that every firefighter is being carried. And what I mean is every one of the climbers carries a firefighter, a name badge with one of the fallen from that day. And here around our third lap, they'll come down, they'll read that name, and they'll ring a memorial bell, again, just to remember.
Firefighters from 5 states participated in this morning's climb. In addition to climbing what ends up being 110 stories, they raised money for the families of firefighters who were killed in the 9/11 terror attacks in New York. And every week, first responders, veterans, and law enforcement are able to take advantage of free support right here in Springfield. Cullerton reporter David Chazanov met one retired fireman who was a part of those sessions, and David shows us how he's using a traumatic event to help himself and others.
My son and I were on a rescue call in a rural area where the fire department didn't have the equipment to reach the person that was trapped by floodwaters. He ended up drowning.
Attending Wellness for Warriors calms McKellop's thoughts about what happened.
Thinking about, here's this guy, I watched him wash away, I didn't have anything to do to reach him, nothing.
Being open about it has helped in many ways.
Talking about that here not only has helped me, but it's helped others.
McKellops and his son created a rocket buoy. The rocket buoy can shoot a flotation device up to 250 feet.
And I was just wanting to stop these tragedies as best I can, because when you come from a rescue background, a fire and rescue background, you don't like seeing those things.
He presented the device at a Wellness for Warriors class.
It helps me work through the situation I went through and inspires others to do something like that, do the same.
McKellops now does mind and body techniques at those sessions. Cox Health's Carrie Miller says the program is becoming more popular.
I can give you testimony after testimony. We had a mother from Texas reach out to us because she had a friend in Branson.
Even people who've never been to a class email Miller showing their appreciation.
I get emails from staff that are either in the military or prior service or our EMS personnel, just knowing that doing what we're doing impacts their life and it builds their morale up.
That was our David Chazanov reporting there. Wellness for Warriors classes are every Thursday at 9 a.m. and those classes are free of charge at the Myers Center on South National. And in Springfield tonight, a push to make a first step in preventing suicide. It was an event called Start the Conversation. Is meant to be a call to action. It happened at the Galois Theater downtown. Organizers of Start the Conversation told us they want to give people the tools and provide education to prevent suicides. Those organizers are Carla Myers and Lynette Kujawa. And Kujawa told us another priority is getting rid of the stigma that comes with talking about suicide.
Most people in the society have been affected by suicide. They just don't talk about it. And so we're just trying to bring everything to light.
This is the second year Start the Conversation has been held in Springfield. Kujawa and Myers told us they feel like they've reached several people in the last year, and if the event educates even one person, it's all worth it. Well, happening now, it may not feel like fall outside, but the festival season has certainly started.
We have so much fun. We dance and we eat and we drink.
Find out how a small congregation pulls off this big celebration of Greek culture. That's next.